What's up, y'all? It is Roll Call with Karina and Estelle, episode 35. And I'm so excited. I have my good friend that I've known for almost 2 decades, Chloe, Helen Calthorpe, Dillion.
Yeah, that's right.
Stewart.
Oh, hello everybody. It's so good to be here.
Yes, thank you for we finally synced it up.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm so glad you're here in the exhibit.
Me too, because it's the last day, guys.
Oh,
I was trying to get here sooner so that, you guys could see it, but I'm going to pan it. And, she may have in mind when her next one is coming. So
yes, there will be more.
There will be more because she's very devoted to what she does, and I respect that.
That's right.
So tell us, okay.
Well, should I start with the title of the exhibition, then introduce myself or something to that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, like Karina said, my name's Chloe Helen Calthorpe Dillion Stewart. Those are all my names. I'm sorry, it's such a mouthful. And I'm an artist and professor here at HCC, and this is my exhibition. It's called Children Caught in the Crossfire. And as you can see, there's a doll here. Okay, I'll explain that later. But I wanted to get the message across that there is a major problem with fentanyl overdoses, general opioid problems in the US right now, and it's also global, but right here, this is our home.
Yeah.
And it's really important that we take care of our people, and so this was inspired by my friends who have passed away.
Wow.
To raise awareness. And it's at HCC, it's Houston Community College, which is full of students and young people. So it's like, this is the ultimate place where you can raise awareness for the fact that there's pretty much fentanyl in most major street drugs, or pretty much all of them.
Yeah. It's a real eye-opener.
It's an important subject that we need to cover, definitely.
It is. And having, walked through and looked at every piece and, I'm like, wow, this is incredible that you did this, that you're bringing awareness to this.
Right. Yeah, and I think it needs to be talked about even more than
Absolutely.
Just this. I mean, we see just recently in the media that it popped up, all this hullabaloo over Purdue Pharma and all the different companies that got sued for the marketing of OxyContin, which led to heroin addictions and fentanyl addictions and OxyContin addictions and everything in between as an opioid. So it's a tribute to my friends, and it's dedicated to one of my friends who died 35 years sober, thank God, but he died in a horrible way. So, I respect sobriety, and I really encourage it, and I aim to help people who have addiction problems on my side little gig. And that's part of my process of healing as well, to make art and help others.
Yes, absolutely. Now we're going to go back a little bit because I want you to tell them, you have a really interesting background because you're British. You're a British American Texan.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, I never thought about it. I really am a Texan now.
You are a Texan, absolutely.
Yeah, I've been here, oh my gosh, half my life now.
Yeah.
On and off. In and out of the country.
And you've been such a staple in our art scene. You've done so much, Chloe. Tell us about some of the stuff that you've done, some of the shows that you've done. I know, over there in downtown and Arts District and stuff, you've done quite a bit, even at Hardy and Nance. Yeah. Yeah,
so I think, I have shown my work globally. I've shown in London and Germany and some other places. However, Houston's my home. I'm centered here. And I've shown at Redbud Gallery in an international exhibit, Ex Libris, and I've shown all over town, but the world is my oyster, and there's more to discover and to do. I never rest on my laurels. Recently, Heidi Vaughn from Heidi Vaughn Gallery invited me to do an exhibit with Art on the Avenue. which is a fundraiser for Avenue CDC. And that was fun. That was just like literally 2 weeks ago. So,
wow.
My mind's drawing a blank, but yeah.
You're busy. Mm-hmm. No, you've always been busy. Like, you've always been promoting your art, promoting an opening, and I really admire that about you. Like, you've been very consistent.
Yeah, it's also important to encourage other artists and your friends who may be artists, or just anybody who's trying to make it in the arts, to get out there and do their thing and get in contact with people, go to art shows, but make sure you do your work.
Exactly.
And don't mess around.
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah.
So you have to take it seriously. If you want to make it, you got to take it seriously.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And most of the time I spend either publicizing or making art in my studio. That's what I do, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a homebody.
Yeah.
In my studio.
Absolutely.
But I'm also a professor, so like
yes.
I teach at HCC.
Yes.
And I love to widen the eyes of like students to what art is. I teach art appreciation, art history primarily. And it's interesting because I come into contact with students who have never been exposed to the arts, and then art appreciation, you're supposed to, I suppose you're supposed to make your students somehow appreciate art. 99% of the time I'm successful, and they're like, whoa, I never knew there was so much that goes into art, like making it, like the history behind it, like what's going on in the city. But Houston's probably one of the largest, if not one of the largest, I don't know what their stats are now, but art scenes, largest art scenes in the USA.
Absolutely.
And maybe even more globally as well, one of the biggest. So, and it just keeps growing.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful to be here. It's a blessing.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm glad you're here. I'm glad.
Thank you.
I'm glad I met you almost 2 decades ago.
Oh my gosh, it's been that long. It's intense.
We're still young though, it doesn't matter.
Oh yeah. I hope
But so this particular installation behind us, like, tell us about this, because there's a lot of work that went into this. I don't know if you guys see like.
Oh yes. So basically, this is called Children Caught in the Crossfire. It's 7 by 0.7 by 4.2 feet. This actual painting on the side. You can't see the complete grandiosity of it, but that's
bigger than us.
It's up there somewhere. And so here, hanging by chains is a coffin I made out of actually cardboard, funny enough. And I embellished it with flowers.
Yes.
And then I put this doll that this lady gave me that her grandmother made many decades ago. And the little I love you.
I love that. I noticed that.
Toy. Hope you can see it.
I noticed that.
Yeah.
Right
I
there.
mean, that's something you would put in a child's coffin.
Yeah, it's a little,
you know,
absolutely.
And it's the reason why I focused on children, and it was called Children Caught in the Crossfire, was because it's lives snubbed out through the addiction process. And it's not just about children, it's about adults too, because we grow up, we have dreams as children, but some people, the lifeline is cut short, and then the dreams are not fulfilled. And think about all the potential that we have lost. And so this is a symbol of an adult as a child form.
Wow.
Who is ascending to the next life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Thank you.
Incredible. Tell us one more time what the exhibit is called. It's called
Children Caught in the Crossfire at West Loop Gallery at Houston Community College.
Yes. So here's another one of your pieces here at the exhibit.
Yes.
Like, what is this?
What is this?
I mean, because I want the 10-year-old in me wants to pick
play
these
with
up
the
and play.
dolls.
Yeah, and make them kiss and make him drive.
Look at you.
Yeah.
So cute. Well, this piece is called Recovery Meeting, parentheses, We Are Happy. Now, I always try and find a solution within the morbidity of the subject matter, which is 100,000 people overdose off of opioids last year. And I'm trying to make a statement that there are a lot of dangers, but there is a solution. So there are resources available for people who get addicted. And it's really important if you have a family member or you have a friend or you are suffering from some type of addiction or alcoholism even, to seek help. So I wanted to kind of show the result of becoming a part of a recovery community.
Nice.
And gaining sobriety. So like, I'm an alcoholic, so I've been in recovery for 12 years, so I have personal experience. It's not just about my friends dying, it's not just about what I've seen, it's actually personal experience, and I'm a part of a recovery community. So this is kind of a setup of what I go to every day, and I talk to my friends, and we share about recovery, and we support each other, and we have a fellowship. And because of anonymity and traditions, I'm not allowed to completely give away the game about what it's about, but it is a 12-step program. And there are 12-step programs for pretty much anything, from marijuana to CMA, Crystal Meth Anonymous, to Cocaine Anonymous, to Narcotics Anonymous, to ACA, Adult Children of Alcoholics and Dysfunctional Families, and Al-Anon, which is more of something if you have been a family member or a friend of somebody who has had a problem and has affected you in a very negative way, or just you've been disturbed by it. And so these are big books, so it's the literature that people use, and it's an excellent book if you're trying to understand what a drug addiction or alcoholism is. And people use it in order to gain sobriety. And the result is happiness. But it's unfortunate that in this community, people do fall off. And people aren't always successful. And so that's why I know so many people who have passed away, who were trying to be in the solution of getting sober. But the disease, alcoholism and drug addiction is a disease that can be passed down from generation to generation. It's not just environmental, it's genetic. And they have found a gene. And it doesn't help to be exposed to it environmentally. But basically, a 12-step program usually is a spiritual program. But there are agnostica and like secular meetings and stuff like that, you don't have to believe in anything. It's not a religious program, because I wouldn't be in it if it was. But there's also, rehabilitation programs where you can go to, if you have a problem, you can go to rehab. Now the DSM-5, the Diagnostic Statistical Manual of Psychiatrists, include chemical dependency and alcohol dependency within their book. So you can get recovery facilities covered with your insurance if you have insurance. But we live in one of the best cities for recovery. There are so many free places to go. And so we're very blessed in Houston to have a huge recovery community and lots of facilities that will help you. And I did actually put in my pamphlet in the exhibition a list of different places that you can go. And maybe I can give it to you so you can share it if you want to. But that's up to you.
That's incredible. I was trying to figure this out earlier, and I didn't. I looked at it and I was like, okay. But now that you're telling me that, that's really deep. I love that you have this portion in your exhibit for recovery. I feel that's important, because it gives people hope. Because these are very intense, serious, bone-chilling images, all of these. And I will pan for you guys to see the exhibit, since it's the last day. I will make sure to go around and show the exhibits. But just having this here, because I try to be an eternal optimist. Having this here just really fills my soul,
good.
Just knowing that, that you've got this here. And I commend you. I commend you for doing this. And I commend you for being so honest and truthful and transparent and vulnerable, because it takes a lot.
Well, if you haven't been through the valley of the shadow of death, you don't have the experience, and it's part of the healing process. To be able to express what you've been through and what you see.
Yes.
And if we don't talk about it, there is no compassion, there is no understanding.
Right.
And what we need is to breed compassion and understanding towards mental health issues,
Right.
alcoholism, drug addiction. It's so misunderstood. It's like people consider people who have the issue weak or whatever. You see people homeless on the street.
Yes.
And it doesn't look good, you know, so like they must be doing something wrong, you know,
Right.
but like, to be honest, most of the people homeless are mental health, they have mental health diseases, or they're addicted to some substance
Right.
or alcohol.
And we just live in a judgmental society, you know, like we ourselves can be judgmental, and it takes things like this to be, you know, to open people's minds and just kind of give them an alternate of someone who is a recovery, like you're a survivor, you've gone through it, you know, and now you're showing it through your work, through your art. So this is very powerful, guys. I'm definitely going to be showing Chloe's info at the end of the video, and we're going to go around briefly and just kind of go through some of these pieces, because I want you guys to see the exhibit, and you guys must go and check out her work and follow her.
Yes.
Do you have any shout outs?
Yeah, I want to shout out to Motoko or Moto Gloria. You can find her on Instagram at Motoko Gloria Art. I think that's something like that. And then you can find, she's actually has helped me put this exhibit together and took her time to help me build some things. So assisted me, and she has, and I help her too with different things, but she was very dedicated to the cause, and it moved her. So like, I really wanted to include her in the shout out. And you can find me on chloeartstudio.com or ilovechloe.art. Is either one. Go to the same website, but it's funny.
Yes.
ilovechloe.art. And you can also find me hashtag chloeartstudio on Instagram, and also on Facebook, Chloe Art Studio. Pretty much everything that has the end of the URL is Chloe Art Studio.
I'll list it. I'll list it for you guys so that you have no excuses to follow her.
Yeah, please follow. So this piece is another coffin, and they have Barbie dolls in it, and it's called Pharma 1 and Pharma 2, like Big Pharma. And on the top of the coffin is a fentanyl patch with Suboxone instructions, which is patches for pain, you know, which are often abused and overprescribed. And then lining the coffin is $100 bills, and it symbolizes how much money, which is much more money than $100 bills, the pharmaceutical industries like Purdue Pharma made from, and are making, from OxyContin and opioids in general. And so the Barbies are just kind of like a contrast between the morbidity and the depressing subject matter and the happy subject matter.
Yes.
Because drugs, they mask how you feel.
Yeah, and drugs don't discriminate, so.
No, they do not. Yeah, you can be a garden variety human being, and after 3 days you can be addicted to OxyContin after taking it. I mean, your body's addicted, and if you have a higher level of fentanyl or OxyContin or Oxy in your system for a longer period of time, it's even harder to get off of it. And that's just for a normal human being. So this is a 3D printed brain. You know, 3D printers, and they go across, and it's like it makes a 3D print.
Okay.
And the whole piece is intricate, and inside looks like a brain as well as the outside.
Wow.
Now, I really want to take it out of this thing. Can I?
If you want.
Do you mind?
I don't mind.
Okay. So it's in a cage, obviously.
Yeah.
And this one, particular one, I think they stuck it down, but I can take this one off.
Wow.
It has the other side.
Oh, wow.
Which is some of the layers.
Yeah.
And then on the outside, I have about 1,000 Swarovski crystals encrusted.
I love it.
And this is the gray matter, and this is just the black matter, and it's called Your Brain is Beautiful. Parentheses black, because I have another one that's yellow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so, and
Incredible.
they go together as a brain.
Yeah. Wow, that's incredible. I really wanted you to talk about this one because this one really stood out to me as I was going around the exhibit.
So a lot of the time people who have addictions or they've been had a mental health issue because of whatever reason think that neurologically they are ugly, emotionally they are ugly.
Yeah.
They don't have high self-esteem surrounding the mental illness or addiction, obviously, because it's a horrible thing to deal with and suffer from. And so I called it Your Brain is Beautiful and encrusted it with 1,000 Swarovski crystals because I wanted people to realize that it doesn't matter.
Right.
You know, you're a human being, you are worthwhile, and your life is worthwhile.
Yes.
And I want to help people the best I can to make them realize that there is hope and you are a beautiful human being.
Aw, that's so beautiful, Chloe. And so are you.
Thank you.
Guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Follow Chloe, and we will see you on the next episode.
Yes.
Peace.